Man, there's a lot going on. I just wanted to show some love, some support for ASU. Shout out to all those guys, though. The coaching staff heard that they were at Cardinals camp or something like that. Coach Gannon invited them. Coach Dillingham brought his squad out there. A bunch of coaches, observing and stuff like that. I'm a little bit late. Had some computer issues. I don't know if anybody else is has or is having problems with their battery on their MacBook, but your boy Chili, I am definitely having one. Shout out to my guy Devin Horn, one of the great videographers out and about, and better get that videographer work from him in quick because all my videographers, they're moving up in the world and doing big things. Like my guy K Visuals, who has been frequenting the Bay Area. I've seen him shooting with George Kittle and Steph Curry and Ricky Pearsall and Jacob Cowing and all those guys. So his price definitely went up. But I heard that he's at ASU Sevens tonight, which is going on. I know that Mesa is out there. A bunch of teams out there trying to get it in, big man competition, all that good stuff. Coaching staff fully out there patrolling, checking things out. And I can't wait to find out, who won ASU Sevens this Tuesday night. And I think they're going Tuesdays and Thursdays. So there's that. I'm pretty sure the usual suspects will be out there for coverage. The BJ Medias. My guy Blaine shot that. I know that he's out there. Make sure you show him love. My man was out there heavy shooting when I was playing some pickleball at Lifetime a couple weeks ago. And I used him to get a bunch of pictures and stuff like that. So I had to pay him, take care of him. Make sure that you are taking care of all the good photographers. JJ Digo is another great one. I'm not sure. I was trolling Ariana Graney's Instagram, and looks like she's like traveling a bit, so I'm not sure if she's out and about. My guy Andy Silvas, Corey Cross, all those dudes. And make sure that you guys show them love. Say your thank yous. Slide a little bit of bread their way. Buy some pictures every now and then, so they can continue to do their thing. And give back to the community. Loaded show, kind of. I think working on all that right now. Me and Gridiron are going to be breaking down some schedules in a little bit. Heartbreak City for me and the rest of Knicks Nation. Absolutely crushed. I thought that they were going to win when they beat the Celtics. I really thought that they were going to win the championship. I know that I told everybody that already, and I don't think anybody can blame me for that. But it didn't work. Indiana had other plans, and Indiana really looking like that team. And to be honest with you guys, like, listen, if it wasn't going to be the Knicks in the finals, like, I was hoping to see Indiana OKC get down because I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I never really bought into the Cavaliers. I love Spider Mitchell, but I just wasn't buying into them being like the team to watch out for or beat or anything like that. So there's that. Other than that, Chili's 2-piece is going to be rolling along, and I'm going to make sure that I bring my guy Gridiron Arizona on it in a second. We're going to be breaking down these schedules, talking about some things. Super excited. Two teams that I absolutely love, and I know that there's a lot of questions out there about which teams does Chili really love the most. He seems to be supporting some teams more than others. That's like always the case, right? Because for years I wasn't supporting any West Side schools, and now I'm showing all sorts of love to Desert Edge, and I was showing love to Centennial for a minute, and I'm still showing love to Centennial. I did just say Liberty's going to go 10-0, so there's that. I think Liberty's out at ASU tonight. I'm not sure. Not sure if they're putting two teams out there. I remember one year Liberty had two teams out there, and they had two teams playing in the championship at ASU. It was like no lose situation for them. They were absolutely dominant. Both teams were absolutely killing it. So I know that they got two great quarterbacks over there. Brought that up last week, Jalen Pico, Braden Stevens. So I think that they got some guys that can absolutely go. So it'll be a lot of fun to watch them work. But some other teams that will be fun to watch work, me and Gridiron are going to talk about in a little bit. And we're going to talk about some other things. So hang out with us. Your boy Gridiron is going to be on in about 10 seconds. So just stay tuned and, feel free to jump in the chat and let us know where we're wrong or what you think. A couple of weeks ago, we had a lot of questions on our I believe it was Brophy projections. So stay tuned. Your boy Chili's two-piece. Don't forget Flight Club coming up June 28th, and Gridiron coming up in about 5 seconds. Gridiron, the one and only Gridiron, Arizona, the handsomest man in Arizona high school media, as Eric Newman would say, and also possibly the most famous person in Arizona high school football media, according to the coaches. Like hey, listen, I literally keep talking to coaches. They keep telling me how influential you are in this media game, and I have to agree with them. That's why I got you on the show. That's why you get paid the big bucks. So
that's right. I got to open up with the ASU 7-on-7 update here.
Okay, nice.
Heading to the semifinals, it's Mountain Point Centennial and Liberty ACP. So indeed, the Liberty Lions are at ASU.
Wait, Mountain Point's out there too?
Yeah, and they're coming off the second place finish out there at the Gotta Believe, and here they are in the semis once again.
Man, that's big time. Sheesh, these guys are absolutely cooking on that 7th circuit. So that's dope to hear, dope to see. Obviously, I'm guessing Escobedo's going off again and picking up where he left off. From
I know he got most of the reps in that first tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, so in their bracket play, he for sure. I think he got almost all the reps in bracket play, so he was definitely doing this thing. But also, there were some other tournaments going on this weekend, and one of those was on Saturday. Cody's AY Bill flag football tournament for girls, obviously. And I know that it was mostly Arizona teams with one Colorado All-Star team or whatever.
I think he had 16 teams out there.
Yeah, and it was all like high school girls teams. I saw Mountain View was out there.
Castile was out.
Castile. I saw Hamilton, obviously. They won it.
Hamilton won it, yep.
I'm not sure if you got some information on that.
Mountain Ridge in the final there.
Yeah, and Mountain Ridge, like one of those teams that is, I want to say like up and coming, but they're kind of good already. So I don't know if they're like really up and coming. Mountain View, I know was cooking. Higley was out there doing their thing. Gilbert, I think, was out there. I don't want to miss any teams. I think Campo Verde out there. Do you know?
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if they were out there. They're one of the more prominent girls teams.
Yeah, they got some players over there that can do their thing. Basha, I know, was out there. Eastmark was cooking.
Mountain Ridge last year, 12-2 in girls flag.
Corona del Sol,
they're up and coming. They've arrived.
Facts. Boulder Creek, Chandler. Look, man, this girls flag football thing is definitely growing, and you can tell that it's growing if my man Cody is throwing a flag football tournament. So shout out to him and his company putting on a cool event for all the girls to compete in. I think that's super dope. I think that was in Tempe, Kiwanis Park. No, not Kiwanis Park.
I'm not sure where that was. I don't know.
No, Tempe Sports Complex. Complex. Thank you. I just got a private text. So Tempe Sports Complex was the location. And look, man, I think that's super legit. The sport is growing, and I also saw a news clipping from I want to say it was Jake Garcia put something out there about flag football, the Olympics, all that stuff. A couple kids from Highland doing their thing, and I saw Coach Elizondo, the Mountain View girls flag football coach, chime in talking about flag football is definitely going to grow because it's a much safer alternative.
It's going to get a lot more attention because of the Olympics.
Yeah. So I'm your thoughts on that real quick before we jump into these schedules and our order of business and stuff. Your thoughts on flag football in the Olympics, and should it be these quote unquote professional flag football players, or should we be bringing in these NFL guys, these Tyreek Hills and Patrick Mahomes? The only reason
Mahomes said he doesn't want to play.
Well, I mean, NFL guys in general. Like,
I know.
should we be bringing those guys in?
And well,
I mean,
the reason it became a story was the NFL put out a word, I think it was last week, where they said that NFL players could participate in this. I think they were limited to one per team. So if you had more than one guy, per franchise, like the Cowboys can't have two guys playing in it; they can just have one. And so, but it's going to be interesting because I'm of the camp I'd like to see an NFL team get together, that wants to do it and have them take on the existing guys that have been winning these world championships and stuff like that, and let them go head to head. Like say, 4th of July this year would get Bafo TV ratings, and whoever wins gets to be the Olympic team. I'd like to see that.
So an NFL team or a team of NFL guys?
No, a team of NFL guys.
Okay.
So like you gauge your NFL guys, that, and they have to play by the flag rules.
Obviously.
The Olympic flag rules. Which there are some differences with the even with your regular flag football that people see when they watch this. But I'd like to see that, because it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of these guys that have been doing the flag thing for many years, are better at that type of game.
But the reality, Gridiron, and I think that this.
And I don't know that they need it to draw TV viewers.
You don't think that they need the NFL guys to draw the TV viewers?
People are going to watch anyway. It's the only football going on in July. People are going to watch.
I think more people are tuning in if Tyreek Hill is playing in this thing and Justin Jefferson are lining up at receiver for Team USA. I think you're getting a few more eyes than normal. That's just my thought. I agree with you. I think they're going to get a lot of attention, but I think you get a few more eyes if you have.
Well, it's the other thing that nobody's seen it before. So even if you don't have the NFL guys, it's something new to watch. It's not something. It wouldn't be the same as if you stopped NBA guys from playing basketball. We've seen Olympic basketball before. We've never seen Olympic flag football at any stretch at all. So.
Yeah, I think that novelty of NBA players in the Olympics is kind of obviously worn off a little bit, lost its luster, if you will. Like, we had to come up with like the Redeem Team, the Avengers, to showcase the dominance again. And I don't know that any of these teams.
They haven't lost the gold medal since then.
Well, I don't know that any of those teams was really actually more dominant than the original.
No, I know.
Actually, there's no question, right? There's no question. So, the original team rotated their starting lineup all the time, and yeah, so there's that. But anyways, as we move on and mourn my Knicks, let's get in. We're not going to talk about that anymore. It's officially baseball.
I got to ask, what's your take on firing the coach today? Tibbs.
I'm of two minds on this.
Okay with it.
I'm of two minds on this. Tibbs brought us back to real relevance. I do think that he needed one more year to try to get us into the finals, but just like every other Knicks fan out there, absolutely hated his player rotation. I think he burnt those guys out.
He'd ride the starters a long time. Yeah.
And I think that was a big problem, obviously. And I agree with a lot of Knicks fans on that. But I think given one more year, look, man, I'm just worried. If we don't bring in the right guy, or somebody that wants to break this whole thing up, I just think it could be bad. And I saw this crazy.
I got about the rumor that I saw today, and that would be what would your take be on a trade of?
No, absolutely not. No, I do not want your problems. I do not. We're cool, Gridiron. I do not want your problems.
I kind of assumed you were going to go that way.
I do not. Listen, I like Kevin Durant, and I hope he's super successful. I hope he's super successful for the rest of his career with you guys, but I do not want him in New York City playing in the Garden.
He's been in New York City before because he used to play.
I know, but I just don't want him playing in the Garden consistently.
And there's Eric from the Midwest. Look at there. Eric is going to be 108 this weekend.
He's going to be what?
108 this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Yeah. It's still rainy and a little colder than I'd like in the Midwest. Hey, Eric, you got to hit up Ian's Pizza It's one of the best pizza joints on planet Earth. One of the best places, Ian's Pizza out there. I think it's in Madison. I'm not sure exactly where our friend Eric Newman is at, but shout out to him. Appreciate him.
Relatively close to Madison because he's covering the Badger teams. Yeah.
Yeah, we're officially nationwide for sure because Eric's chiming in from
right,
Wisconsin,
repping the Midwest.
So. He's only chiming in during the Inside the Numbers segment though, so I guess it's only Inside the Numbers that is actually nationwide. All right, hey, look, time to get to business. Yep. So we got to talk about some things, and I am not playing favorites here. I'm not playing favorites. This just happened to be the shirt that I'm wearing, so we are gonna break down this schedule here. Super excited. Super excited. Blue? Yeah, it's got to be a team that's blue, right? Great graphic. Hold on, real quick. There. Graphic evaluation. This is a great graphic by Valley Christian. Perfectly visible. We can see it. We don't have to adjust it at all. We can talk about these teams. My guy Gridiron has circled in red. He broke out the red pen to circle the teams that he wants to focus on. Valley Christian, 3A football. Super excited about this. They get to kick the season off versus Sabino. I think that this is you get them at home. You don't have to make the road trip.
Right.
I think that this is great for them. Yes, this year. However, they have to take the long trip up to Sholo the following week. So that could be, a little bit problematic. But they get to come back to the friendly confines and play Blue Ridge at home. So I'm gonna let you go inside the numbers on this game, talk about this matchup a little bit.
Yeah, Blue Ridge 7-4 last year. They were a playoff team in the 3A. As you mentioned there, VC gets a home game against a White Mountains team after playing at Sholo the week before. The Yellow Jackets return their quarterback, Luke Berlin, who had 15 TD passes, and their running back, Carlo Harris, who had 1,376 rush yards. So definitely some offense coming back for Blue Ridge there.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be a tough matchup just because I think that, Blue Ridge is always a pretty tough team. After that, September 11th, they are at Dysart. They get to come back home versus Crimson and their new coach, Coach Pear, Crimson, my bad. Crimson. I knew that was going to happen.
And that Dysart game is a Thursday game too. The 11th would be a Thursday.
So they get the extra week to prepare for Coach Hare at
Crimson. They get a day. They don't get a whole week.
Well, they get whatever. Extra time. They get extra time to prepare for Crimson and Coach Hare. And look, Coach Hare is going to have that team up and down, I think, at some point, and have them running his offense.
Well, they played better second half of last season too. The Rattlers did.
Yeah, but this is gonna be a different team with Coach Hare running the show, and I know that they got a nice safety that I like over there. So, I think that Coach Hare is gonna put this thing together right and have Crimson climbing up those the division rankings and all that stuff, move them up to 4A, 5A, all that stuff, because I know that he wants to build a program, get them to the highest level possible, and compete. Hey, the following week is gonna be super tough. On the road. Yes. At Benjamin Franklin. Coach Norris got that team doing some things, and they got some dudes over there that we've talked about a couple times through the showcase and all that stuff. Benjamin Franklin's going to be tough, and I'm curious to see how that game goes. I think that
that's another Thursday game too, by the way. Benjamin Franklin 11-2 last year, won their region and played in the semifinals.
I think that is the toughest part of their schedule because the following week they are at Seton Catholic, although it's close, kind of a rivalry game that the boys Seatown Rivals are trying to build up for a long time. So you finally get to see this matchup.
The same conference again.
Yeah, get to see this matchup take place a little bit more consistently, hopefully over the next few years. But this is a big matchup, and I'm curious to see how this one shakes out. Coach Walheim going to have his guys ready. A lot of people think they're depleted, but I think they got guys coming back at the right spot. So, like I said, these 2 games back-to-back, or these 3 games back-to-back, I think are the toughest part of Valley Christian's schedule.
And they have a bye right after that.
And then after the bye, they get Odyssey Institute, which for a while was a lot of trouble for people with their power run game. And then after that, it's Gilbert Christian at home. So they get back-to-back home games, which will be nice because they got to finish on the road at ALA Ironwood. I think that this game should be kind of tough on Halloween. Gridiron, I'm gonna let you go inside the numbers on this.
ALA Ironwood, the Warriors were 9-3 last year. Have a new head coach this year with Myron Bluford. The former ACP coach was on that staff last year with ALA Ironwood. The team loses their quarterback, who is a dual threat, and they also lose 2,000-yard rusher Aiden Williams. So a little bit of retooling or rebuilding to do over there at ALA Ironwood.
That's okay, because as long as you have Coach Blooper there, I think that you're okay, because he is one of the best foundation builders that I've seen. And he built that ACP situation from scratch. Yep. I know that they ended up playing at ASU last year, finishing their season in the championship game. A lot of those kids are guys that, Coach Blooper, kind of put together, helped bring up. And, great job by the coaching staff that was there. I don't want to dismiss that. But it was Coach Blooper that spent so many years at ACP, got them moved, got them their own practice field situation, all that stuff.
Their own game field. Game field.
And all that. And
they used to have to play at the other Chandler District schools?
Yeah, when they were taking the tour. Yeah. They were taking the tour. So shout out to Coach Blooper. He's going to get another opportunity to build another program from scratch and from scratch-ish, right?
Yeah.
So I'm super excited to see where he takes this program. And if he shows that he can get this team where he wants them to be, this is a guy that definitely needs to be in one of those conversations when the next big coaching job does.
Look, if you're already trying to get him out of there, he hadn't even coached a game for him yet.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying, the way that he builds programs foundationally with patience, with love, like I'm just saying, like this is a guy that if he can do it again, like he definitely deserves an opportunity to, if ALA Ironwood doesn't end up moving up, and I mean, who knows, at some point, by the time they move up to like 6A, it could be an ALA league, like
you could have an region by then. Yeah, that's true.
They might have their own ALA league. I mean, you could put Ironwood, Vistancia, the new Mesa one, Queen Creek, Gilbert North.
Some of those aren't quite as big yet enrollment wise, but
so I mean, but that would be kind of fun to watch. So, but hey, I'm super excited. This schedule, Valley Christian, man, I've loved watching Coach Peterson do his thing over there. Experienced a lot of success, a little bit of rebuilding last year. I think he's got different than last year. I think he's got a quarterback coming back that could make a lot of noise. It could be a 3A Player of the Year candidate, Austin Shooter. He's got a linebacker edge that's an absolute dog, Hudson Pickett. He's got a running back that's a state champ in the 300-meter hurdles. He can do something. Caleb Goldman, a wide receiver. Colton Gauthier, that I think is ready to make some plays. He's got another wide receiver that's an absolute dog, so I'll let you get into that one. A pair of linebackers, Porter Cross and Ethan Hodgson. Ethan Hodgson, super athletic, 110-meter hurdle champ. A safety that's going to be directing traffic for that defense, Ryan Richards, who I think he's going to be an absolute leader, running the rest of those DBs for them. Justin Bradford, Christian Schonals, Noah Lewis. Noah Lewis is an absolute problem. He's got a lot of speed on this defense. They're going to be super physical. I think these guys are back in the 3A Final Four talks. Coach Peterson's got a crew that's ready to go. I'm going to let you go inside the numbers on these guys. Should be a lot of fun to watch Valley Christian play this year.
Before I go into all this, you mentioned Austin Shooter. Now he plays quarterback and he also plays linebacker.
Yeah.
Do you know where they would be using him?
I think they're using him as quarterback. I think that he's going to be the guy, running that offense.
Okay, because I had someone different playing there last year. We'll get into that. Valley Christian 4-6 last season, finished ranked number 19. Missed the playoffs for the first time since 2017. Head coach Jake Peterson in his 6th year with the Trojans. 3A Metro Region is where they're at here in the new realignment. The quarterback last season for 7 games was J.R. Gill. He's a senior, had 781 yards and 8 TD passes. I do know Shooter played some also, so I'm not sure if they'll play 2 quarterbacks or if one of them will settle there.
They might. Gill's a nice little passer. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't say nice little because he's kind of tall, but Gil can definitely throw that thing. So I'm not sure. Maybe Shooter is situational, but I think that,
And
his
Shooter
value on the field.
Shooter's a 27.
Yeah.
So he falls into the year after this. Running back Caleb Goldman, senior, had 327 yards, 3 TDs last year, averaged more than 5 yards a carry. A couple of receivers. You got Asher Hansel, senior,
That's the dog.
26 catches, 516 yards, 9 TDs. And Daniel Hammond, another senior receiver, 15 catches, 231 yards, and a touchdown. Over on defense, you got defensive back Noah Lewis, 4 interceptions last season. And edge rusher Ethan Hodgson had 24 tackles and 3 sacks. And defensive end Hudson Pickett had 33 tackles. They did field teams at all 3 levels last season. Their region consists of ALA Ironwood, Ben Franklin, Chrisman, Gilbert Christian, and Seton. So the Odyssey game in there is a freedom game.
Man, this schedule has a tough stretch in the middle that I brought up.
Mm-hmm.
I know Sabino got some dogs over there too. I know that they're super young and they got a nice quarterback that they love, who looks like he could be a guy. They got a linebacker over there, Chris. I want to say it's Eastless. Kid is a tackling machine. So that's a great game. I just think that
it was a fair down year for Sabino last year because they pretty much graduated everybody from the team that won the state title in 23.
Yeah. I just think that that's a great way to start the season. Coach McBrayer is going to have that team,
and that's a game that remember the big schools, the 4A to 6A, will not have started yet, so that week gets a little bit more attention than a lot of the 3A and 2A schedule.
Man, shoot, you might have to lock me in for that September 25th.
It's a home game. Home game there out in Chandler for Sabino.
Yeah. But I'm just saying you might have to lock me in for that September 25th game at Benjamin Franklin. That might be a game that I definitely want to go to. But anyways,
that's a road game. See you there for Ben Franklin. Yep.
Projecting record over here. I really want to say that I think Valley Christian can win 8 games, but I'm gonna be very, very gridiron with this, and I'm gonna go ahead and take them for 7. I'm gonna take them for 7. I think that this is a team that can, I think Coach Peterson's got the team that he wants. A pair of quarterbacks that can do their thing. I love Shooter. Not that I don't love Gil, but I love Shooter and the things that he can do. I think he just provides a different dimension for that offense.
He runs a lot too.
Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes you need something like that, and they've been super successful with guys that can do multiple, present a different challenge for the defense. So, I like Gil. I think he's a great thrower. So, there's that. Oh, also, Gordon, I gotta let you know, I got a super special guest coming up here in about 10 minutes after we break down the next schedule.
I'm going to agree with you and go 7-3.
Okay, I like that.
I think they'll do better in the second half of the schedule than the first half. I
like when Gridiron tells me that I'm right. So,
well, we might both be wrong. Who knows? But
yeah. So, but Gridiron, I look 7-3. I think that this is easily a playoff team, and I think that it's highly likely that this team makes its way to the Final Four of that 3A playoffs. I think that they're going to be battle tested early and throughout their schedule. I think that Coach Bluford's going to have that Ironwood team where he wants them, and that's going to be a tough game to win at the end of the season. So they start off with a tough team, and then they finish with a tough team, and then they got those games in the middle. Not that the other games aren't tough, but I'm just saying I like that. I like those 5 games for sure. And Gilbert Christian, they're going to. I think that's it. Look, put me down for 7 wins.
Now with them, are they going to do the 24 team thing for the 3A also?
That I don't know. You're more tuned into that stuff than I am. So
they usually finish up Thanksgiving weekend, which would be a 4-week bracket. And there's 46 teams in the. Am I looking I'm not looking at the right sport. Hold on, I've got everything in 3. 46 did not sound right when I saw that. Hold on. Oh, we got 30. Okay, they're not doing 24 teams because there's only 32 in 3A. So half the teams will make the postseason. So 7-3 will easily get them there.
Gridiron man. Hey, you're the numbers guy, so I just count on you for
I thought it
all the
looked
good
wrong
stuff.
from it.
All right, hey, let's roll right along because I got a super special guest that is gonna say some things that you're gonna absolutely love. I think so. Moving along. I want to talk about one of my favorite teams. One of my favorite teams in the state. I need everybody to understand that for a million reasons in one. Coach Thurman, an absolute special coach who I've been rocking with for a long time. So since Porter Reynolds and Trey Reynolds and all the guys before that. So shout out to these guys over here.
Are there any more after this?
What?
Reynolds.
No, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if there's any more.
I don't think so.
He's
I think it's a trio. I think it's a trio. So
that's what I wasn't aware of anymore.
So here we go.
And we do have a switch from that schedule for the first game.
Okay.
The first game of the season is going to be on the road in Nevada against Mojave High School. Mojave's in Las Vegas. The Rattlers went 12-1 last season and won the 4A state title. And they usually start a week early in Nevada, so that will probably be their second game.
That's okay because they've never seen a quarterback like Tate Reynolds.
No,
so
I guarantee you.
They're going to get mauled by at least like 20. So I'm going to take Queen Creek to let you know they're going to start off 1-0. But after that, Queen Creek gets Boulder Creek in a battle of the creeks. This should be a lot of fun to watch. Boulder Creek's going to make the trip all the way out to Queen Creek, Arizona to watch this, to compete and watch the Tate Reynolds show and compete though, right? So that should be a lot of fun to watch. Hey, this third game is going to be a huge matchup at Queen Creek. Cesar Chavez, Mason Penrod and company, they're going to be ready to go. Coach Helvick's going to have his guys, Max Miles and all of them ready to do their thing, and that's going to be a tough game. After that, another tough one at home. Queen Creek gets 3 in a row at home. This one versus Centennial, the team that knocked them off last year in the playoffs. I knew you were going to bring that up, so I had to beat you to it for once. After that, Queen Creek gets a super tough one on the road.
Queen Creek did win the regular season matchup last year.
I was there for that.
Against Centennial. But obviously the Coyotes won in the playoffs 37-32 on the dirt, which won't be there anymore. It's now a new turf field out there at Queen Creek.
And then Queen Creek goes on the road to play one of the best teams in the state. Noah Roberts, Jake Hildebrand, Brody Beers and company, and that fleet of wide receivers from Basha. That game should be really interesting to watch. I think that's going to be a game a lot of people try to go to that week. After that, they are home versus Corona del Sol. Luke Farrell and company going to try to, go to Queen Creek and, spoil some things over there. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to find out. Coach Lauer has his guys right by then. And after that, ALA Queen Creek on the road. This is going to be a big one.
There's a bye week.
Let you go inside the numbers.
There's a bye week in between Corona and ALA QC.
Hey, give them the extra time to prepare. ALA Queen Creek fully loaded with a lot of talent. I'm going to let you go inside the numbers on this one because I accidentally skipped you on the Centennial one because I got so excited about the Basha matchup.
Well, we got it's a city rivalry, obviously, there with ALA QC. The Patriots won last year's game 42-7. So, a lot that I'm sure Queen Creek is, they were able to come back last year because that was the last game of the regular season. And then they went and won, a couple playoff games and made a run. So they get another crack at ALA QC and Britt DeWitt and those receivers, which will be eligible by then because we are in the second half of the season there.
Yeah, and that game should be absolutely crazy. Then Queen Creek gets to come back home, play Desert Vista, who's building their program, and I love what they got going on. Kyler Junaski, I believe it's Kyler Junaski, absolute problem. Great football player. Just got to contain him. They get Castile on the road. Kind of another battle for Queen Creek because Castile's kind of on that Queen Creek Chandler.
Right, it's thing. Queen Creek. It's Chandler District, but it's in Queen Creek. Yes.
So that'll be a good game. I love what Coach Bushman's doing over there. I know that T. Smith was taking a lot of the reps at quarterback during the spring and during the showcase, and they got some dudes over there, some big offensive linemen that I love. So this team should be fun to watch. After that, they finish with Red Mountain on the road, and Don Carmigiano should be eligible, ready to go, obviously by then because that's game 10. Sheesh. Red Mountain's going to be an incredible matchup, and it was an incredible matchup last year when everybody thought that East Valley region might be the best region in football, and it was tough to debate. Real quick, Gridiron, I know I skipped over the Centennial inside the numbers portion.
Hey, yeah, well, it was just the rematch of the 6A semifinal last year. And Centennial actually made 2 trips to Queen Creek last season, and here they're making another one. So Queen Creek will finally go out to Peoria in 26 for the return trip of this year's schedule.
Yeah, hey, that's gonna be a big matchup. Ben Lowther and all those guys from Centennial. They got Torrin Hill over there still, and
experienced Mana, yeah.
Ethan Beltran, like they got some dudes over there.
Torrin Hill, yep.
So they got some guys, so it'll be fun to watch. And new coach over there, baby Coach Taylor. Yep. So going to be a lot of fun to see how that team changes up a little bit. So also a big matchup that a lot of people might try to go watch that week. Queen Creek loaded with a ton of talent, led by superstar quarterback, Elite 11 finalist, Tate Reynolds, an absolute problem for everybody. A lot of people were comparing him to Lamar Jackson when I was talking to them about him. Also, running back David Rawson, I think that he's an absolute stud. And they got a wide receiver that could absolutely go in Caden Kellogg. Tight end Bear Fisher. Looks like they might be building tight end U over there for Queen Creek. And then a wide receiver, free safety, two-way guy, Jerron Lyles, has been very, very impressive in the offseason. And then on the line, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, Derek Warden, a two-way guy, traditional two-way guy, because they have guys like that over there at Queen Creek. And then defensive lineman Clinton Jensen, an absolute dog. And a pair of linebackers, R.J. Jackson, younger brother of Crew Jackson, who was a stud. And then linebacker Asher Howard. I believe that he's a 28 because I think I saw him playing freshman football last year. And a backup quarterback who I think is going to be fantastic, Sawyer Hales. Just want to show him some love. Gridiron, I'm going to let you go inside the numbers on this team. They graduated a bunch of guys, but you can expect Coach Sherman to have these guys ready to go. They're going to be gritty as usual. Take it away, Gridiron.
Is Jerron Lyles playing offense?
Yes, he's going to be a two-way guy for them, special athlete.
Because last year he was, pretty much exclusively defense. Queen Creek 10-3 last season, as we mentioned, made the 6A semifinals. The Bulldogs have made the playoffs 22 consecutive years, dating back to 2003. Their trip to the semifinals last season was the first since 2019. Head coach Travis Sherman, this is his 11th year as a head coach there, and they are in the 6A Southeast region. The quarterback, Tate Reynolds, senior, had 2,238 yards passing last year, 22 TDs, just 5 interceptions. And then you mentioned his running ability, 1,426 rush yards and 19 touchdowns. He is a Clemson commit for both football and baseball. He has started 30 games for Queen Creek, kind of started midway through his freshman year and then all of his sophomore and junior years in that time, 30 games. Has 36 passing TDs and 38 rushing TDs. So every game he's good for one of each pretty much, and then a little more. Running back David Rawson, a senior, 440 yards, 2 touchdowns last season, averaged 5.3 yards a carry. Their top 5 pass catchers graduated from last season, obviously creating the opening for Jerron Lyles to play both ways and be a receiver also. And then Bear Fisher, the tight end, senior, 6'6", had 160 receiving yards last year. Recruitment really blown up this offseason. 14 total offers, including Arizona, Cal, North Carolina, and Utah. Back to Jerron Lyles. He plays safety, had 132 tackles last season, has offers from Arizona, New Mexico, and Sacramento State. Clint Jensen, a defensive end, had 54 tackles last season, 10 for a loss, and 4.5 sacks. The JV went 5-3 for Queen Creek last year, and the freshman went 7-2. I'm assuming that Sawyer you were talking about was the freshman QB?
Yeah, he was a stud. I watched him and Asher go versus Perry, and these two kids looked absolutely special. And Coach Sherman's got some guys, that are coming up that are going to be nice for him. So I'm super excited to see how these guys develop. And I know Sawyer might not get a ton of reps next year, but he could squeeze some in some blowouts. And there's a kid that I think like I think that by the time he's a junior, he'll be fully ready to be a varsity starter and be able to get the torch from Tate. And look, Tate's an absolutely special player that I think is going to keep them in a lot of games and help them win a lot of games. I'm going to go ahead and take Queen Creek to win 7. I think that Queen Creek can. I think they could squeeze 8, just like Valley Christian. I think that Queen Creek could squeeze 8, but I'm going to stick comfortable and put them at 7 and do my gridiron thing because gridiron likes to hit low. Gridiron likes to hit low and play it safe. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Give me Queen Creek for 7.
Too low, you look bad though.
Well, I don't think that that's too low. I think that that's fair. Look,
I'm just saying it's not always a good thing to hit low.
No, look, I think they're going to start out 1-0 and absolutely blow out Mojave from Vegas. I don't care that they went 12-1. They didn't go 12-1 versus the Gorman level football.
No, they were not in the Gorman class, obviously.
So yeah, go ahead and give me Queen Creek to win 7 because I think that they could win 8, and I think that Tate is going to get an opportunity to make a special playoff run after he goes and shows everybody what he can do at Elite 11 and finishes as one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks out there. In June.
In June.
Yeah.
Coming up. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get out there to watch him do his things.
Where would they do that up in Oregon?
No, in California. It'll be in the Los Angeles area. So yeah.
And then that region consists of ALA, Queen Creek, Castile, Corona del Sol, and Desert Vista. I'm going to go a peg down, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a down year compared to his run. I'm going to go 6-4 for the Bulldogs. There's some tough games on there. You got Centennial Basha back to back. You got the non-region game against Red Mountain in there at the end, and
you don't think Cesar Chavez is tough?
You got LA Queen Creek in there too.
So you don't think Cesar Chavez is tough?
And you got Cesar Chavez, yeah, another one too, yeah. So you got 3.
But you didn't say Cesar Chavez at first.
No, you're right.
Pause.
So you got 3 in a row there with Cesar Chavez, Centennial, and Basha back to back, even though 2 of those are at home. So.
Okay. All right. So you're going 6-4. I'm going 7-3. The reality is they win 7.
Being a Queen Creek guy on there, I'm the bad guy.
Look, if Queen Creek ever decides that they're figuring out which media members to side with, hopefully they pick me and not you, but I doubt it. Because you could have picked them to win 4 games and they still be like, gridiron is the best. Like, so it's all good. The chili hate will continue, and it's all good. This time I'm getting it from the west side versus from the east side versus the west side. So, I'm excited. The county line game versus ALA Queen Creek, I think is going to be big. So we'll see how this all pans out. But I just think that Tate is in line for a special senior year, and I think that this team goes as he goes. Although I will
have to do, I think, even more than he did last year. For this team, especially early on.
I mean, I don't want to say more or less, but like,
I just mean they're going to lean on him more.
People know what he can do, so like you can fully expect that teams are going to spy him or whatever, come up with ways to try to slow him down, stop him, hit him more, get more physical, load the box, whatever it is, force him to throw. Right, that's what people are going to try to do because they know what he absolutely can do. So
it's kind of hard to practice that unless you got a 6'4" guy on your roster that can run.
That is true.
In practice during the week, if you got QC on the schedule.
No, you're right. You're right. But I'm just telling you that I think that's what he's gonna have to prove to everybody that he can beat them with his arm. And I think he's gonna show people that. And people are going to get caught off guard, and I think that's going to lead to one extra victory than Gridiron is projecting. So at least one extra victory than Gridiron is projecting. So there's that. So put me down 7 wins, 3 losses, Queen Creek, and then they're going to make a nice little playoff run. I don't know where they're going to fit in the Open versus the regular 6A standings, but I think that they're going to get an opportunity. Coach
there were 3 teams last year that made the Open, right?
I think so. Yeah, I want to say yes.
I think it was a couple of them.
Yeah. So, man. Look, I think that this is definitely going to be a cool thing. All right. Look, I do got a super special guest. That I'm going to bring on. Gridiron. I know you always hang out for a little bit.
I know. I hang for the guest. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know you always hang out for a little bit. So as soon as I can see him, I just need him to turn his camera on. As soon as he turns his camera on, I'm going to bring him on. And listen, this is going to be exciting. I'm going to let you. We're going to do somewhat a special recap inside the numbers spotlight thing.
I have nothing.
I know you have nothing prepared, but it's going to give you time, and there's going to be a reason because you are going to want to do this. You are going to want to do this. I'm going to make a hat change also because I feel like I should. Gridiron, I'm going to bring you back on in a minute if you're okay with that.
Are you doing it at the end of the interview or in a minute?
At the end of the interview.
Okay.
Okay. But I do got a super special guest, super talented wide receiver in the state of Arizona. I cannot wait to talk to him. Got a lot of exciting things coming up. Gridiron, sit tight because I'm bringing on the one, the only ALA Queen Creek's own Khalil Bennett. Khalil, what's going on, man? Let me take Gridiron out of here so he can do some research. But what's going on, man? How are you doing? You just got done with practice?
Yes, sir. Just finished at 7:30.
Okay.
Today was the defensive day, so.
Yeah, okay. So you're at ALA Queen Creek now. Before we get into some of the other talk, building a new relationship with a new quarterback, how has that been for you?
I feel like it's been good. We've been working. So before we were doing it, we were doing like our OC was doing like a quarterback camp for quarterbacks. So we would go out there, he would be out there. So I was already getting my chemistry with him as I transferred over. And we're looking good in the summer so far, and we have a lot more to go to get better.
For sure. And I know that you're stepping into what is becoming a loaded wide receiver room. It's you and Talon Scott and Braylon Casper and all those guys. Now you were already in one loaded wide receiver room over at McClintock with Amari Scroggins and Kamon Jackson. Did that help you in jumping into this one?
Yes,
Did that
sir.
experience help you?
Yeah, I think so. We have a great wide receiver core over here. We have tight end Talon. He's going to be something special. He's only going into his junior year, and Braylon Casper. He's going to be great his senior year too. So, I'm excited to work with them.
Hey, both of those guys also turf guys with you. So,
yes, sir.
Does that stuff help the 7-on-7? Because you didn't really, obviously you didn't play with them before because you guys were all at 3 separate high schools, but having the opportunity to get to know them a little bit better, the experience with Tucson Turf since you are TTE.
Yes, sir. So I actually met Talon at the tryout. I didn't know. He asked me what school I went to because we did a rep together. I was like, I'm about to transfer to ALA Queen Creek. And he was like, I'm at ALA Queen Creek. So, that's when I first met Talon.
Okay, nice. Look, some other things that I wanted to talk to you about. Obviously, you were part of that McClintock rebuild. It was you guys won 9 games last year. It was a long time before McClintock was successful. Coach Felt had you guys going in the right direction. You, Knutson, the 2 receivers that I talked about earlier, a lot of you guys went both ways. Just for a record, so people know, sophomore year, you pop off, 1,100 yards receiving, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception, no big deal. How do you follow that up? Junior year, go crazy, 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, and then on defense, you get 6 interceptions and 2 defensive touchdowns to round out the 11 to make sure that you equal what you did your sophomore year.
Yes, sir.
What was that experience like, helping to rebuild McClintock and get them to where they always wanted to be and haven't been in a long time?
Yeah, it was great because my freshman year I came in. I got bumped up to varsity, but I hurt my lower back, and we went 3-7. So it was great. We bounced back, had a positive record, and then even better my junior year. Went 9-2. We lost first round, but I hope they continue to build good stuff over there. So,
all right. Listen, you were part of rebuilding a program. You're jumping over to ALA Queen Creek. And also I do know. Look, academics are a thing, and you wanted to make sure that you put yourself in the best situation possible for college and stuff like that. You're going to ALA Queen Creek. How are you doing in school?
I'm doing great. I just had to get used to it at first, but I'm liking the schooling over there. Everything, teachers are helpful and everything, so students are kind and everything. So I like it over there.
All right, man. Hey, look, I had to change my hat. I felt like it was the right thing to do. I'm going to give you this opportunity to take center stage. because you have an announcement, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, my man. Hey, you got it. You're on.
Hey, I'll be committing to U of A, and I'm excited to keep going. I'm excited to work with U of A, and I'm hoping I can come make a big impact there. Go.
All right. All right. So the coaches that specialize in recruiting you over there. Who was it that you talked to that you gravitated to so much?
Coach D'Amelio, the receiver coach. That's
Okay.
why. That's why I really talked to the most. So I came up there for a 7-on-7 last summer,
Yeah.
and I did really good. And then I came down for an individual camp because he wanted to work with me again, and then that's why I got my offer. And then they showed a lot of love all throughout this year, so and that's a
At
good place to
NAU.
be.
At NAU.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you went up to Flagstaff, and so you're committing to NAU. Flagstaff, different elevation, absolute. Like, is that a thing for you? Are you worried about that at
When I,
all?
when I went up there, I didn't even feel a difference at all. Actually, when I was playing, I just felt the same to me, to be honest.
So you killed it up there at the sevens. I do remember that. You've been up there a couple times, and they've showed a lot of love. Coach Roshman, Coach Peters, a lot of those guys, Coach Domino, like you brought up, and Coach Wright. NAU's been a special place for you, and you decided to stay local, stay home, and
Yes, sir.
um, is part of it that it makes it easy for your family to come watch you play.
Yeah, that is also a reason. I would like to stay home, just so they could come watch me play throughout my college career. So
Okay. I just want to make sure, man, because I think that NAU's got a lot of special things going on, and I want
yes,
to make
sir.
sure that you got. I can't wait to see you do your thing. I know you got some sevens planned out with ALA Queen Creek and stuff. You'll be up at some. You did gotta believe, and you
Yes, sir.
absolutely destroy teams out there playing
Yes,
both
sir.
ways. Is that something that you also want to try in college?
Yeah, I actually would like to play both ways in college. So I am gonna be playing both ways at LA Queen Creek.
Okay.
They're gonna have me playing corner guard, the best player against any team. So I'm excited.
All right. Hey, listen, Khalil, I appreciate you stopping by. I gotta let you show love to some of the people that recruited you and your folks and stuff like that. I'm gonna give you the stage one more time, let you announce your commitment. NAU holding it down. So I just want to make sure, because I know that I'm not parents that hit me up and be like, hey, how come Khalil didn't show love to Uncle Bill, my guy Uncle Bill, and
Yes, sir.
some of your teachers that helped pave the way. So Khalil, take this away one more time, and then I'm gonna let you do your thing. All right.
Yeah, so I do want to thank my uncle and my brother for always supporting me, my sister, all my siblings, and especially Coach Tim. He talked to me a lot. Coach Tank, Coach Wright always show love, and obviously Coach Emilio. And I really appreciate all them showing love to me.
All right, hey Khalil, I think that this is a great moment for you, and I can't wait, man. I know that Gridiron's got some things that he's going to want to talk about, but I think that this is absolutely fantastic, man. NAU is going to be a great spot for you, and the graphic is up. I just got this from Coach, so I think that this is going to be a special place for you, and you're going to be homegrown and put on for the city, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Hey, Khalil, I'm gonna catch up with you down the line during the season, and I know you're gonna make this thing cook.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Take care, and shoot, I'm gonna catch up with you sooner than later. All right.
Yes, sir. Have a good rest of your night.
All right. Take care.
You too.
All right.
Now, how about
So,
breaking the commitments here on the two-piece tonight?
hey, a kid staying local, you gotta love that. Coach Wright and his staff really getting after it. Last week we had Brody Veers talking about NAU, talking about what he loves over there, and getting after some local guys. You got to wonder, did Brody talk to Khalil about
Yeah, I don't know.
coming
We
up.
could have
So
some in-state touchdown connections down the line here with Brody Veers to Khalil Bender. How about that?
and look, and that's gonna be look. There's a couple things here. There's a couple things here that I want to make note of. One, I personally was super nervous about doing something like this because I've never done a commitment on the show before. I think this is the first time. You've been on the show for a long time, so you would remember.
Yeah, I don't think we did. We did. I think we did when big league guys were going to IMG. Let's be the closest thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I think that was the closest thing that we. So when those guys dropped the bomb on us and let us know that they had something going on, but I think Khalil was just as nervous as I was when he said U of A or whatever. But he's committing to NAU.
I wasn't sure which way it went.
I know he's super excited. I know he's super excited about it.
It's an NAU commit, right?
He is an NAU.
I saw the picture. I saw Louis.
Yeah, he's an NAU commit, and I know that NAU is super excited to have him. And look, nerves are part of the process, man. Nerves are absolutely part of the process, and that these kids are that excited. This is a big decision.
Absolutely.
It's a big decision figuring out where you're going to play the next few years of your college career, the next few years of your life, or whatever. So Coach Roshman, Coach Peters, Domino, Wright, they've done a great job attacking the Valley. Khalil's a super special talent, and I don't know, man. I can't say enough about this. And I went a little inside the stat line. I don't know if you got better than me.
I got a few things here. We got his sophomore year. I'm going back to 23. His sophomore year had 66 catches, 1,145 yards, and 11 TDs in 10 games. And it was early in the season that he had a couple of big games that really broke him out on the scene his sophomore year. And then last year, his junior season with McClintock, 64 catches, 1,000 yards, 9 TDs. So back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. McClintock went 9-2, is their best record since 1992, which is 32 years. And then on defense last season, he mentioned playing two ways. He had 6 interceptions last season for the Chargers, and they totaled 150 return yards. So he was bringing them back, at what that's almost 30-yard clip for getting the interception and returning it, doing some damage there.
Yeah, hey, I think that he's going to be a great fit over there, especially for what they're doing. Brody Veers brought it up last week with the big tight end that they got from Colorado. And now adding Khalil Bender and some of these other guys that they got their eyes on over there. You can't ask for better from NAU, and I think that they've done a good job in the past bringing some guys in. So another super special kid making their way up north. Khalil Bender's going to be an absolute stud. Gridiron, I know you're excited about that.
NAU is ranked in the top 25 in the preseason. I saw by
as they should be.
I think it was the FCS coaches poll or something like that I saw earlier. And then quick ASU update. It is going to be Liberty and Centennial the finals right now. So
all West Side, showing that West Side dominance as usual. So. Kane Mana probably putting on a show. I wonder which quarterback's playing for Liberty right now, Stevens or Pico. I'm not sure.
I saw a highlight earlier tonight with Stevens playing quarterback, but I don't know if he's been the whole way or not.
All right, hey, Gridiron, it's been a hell of a show. I was super excited to get Khalil and get to share that moment with him. Like I said, nerves are a part of the game, and I think I was more nervous than he was because I have never done that before.
I was nervous in the tweet because I wanted to make sure I made it to the right school.
Oh, man.
I had to wait till he thanked the coaches, and I go, okay, I know which one.
Oh, sheesh. Yeah, no, I was glad that he did that. But look, like I said, nerves are part of this. And great kid, super excited. He was excited when he was telling me about it. So I know that plays a big part in the whole thing. So Gridiron, I appreciate you hanging out, and I'm going to catch up with you next week. Maybe we'll get another commitment. You never know.
Maybe we never know. Yeah, this June month for that.
Well, what's it called? Dalen Sharper just committed too. I just saw that.
Dalen Sharper committed today to Stanford. We had Marquise Richardson from Hamilton
To Hawaii.
to Hawaii, and then Williamsfield offensive lineman Omar Kaba
to Idaho.
He committed to Idaho yesterday. So we've had 4 commitments in 2 days. Yeah, that is 4 commitments in 2 days with Khalil. Yeah.
Well, let's keep that streak going. Let's see if we can get somebody else tomorrow, the day after that, and then maybe get somebody else to commit on the show next week. I know you've been pretty good to us too, though. So Brody Beers last week, and then Khalil this week. So I got to shout them out. Their staff absolutely amazing. A1 job over there.
You had Roshman on the show not too long ago too.
Roshman, Cheatwood, Larson.
Cheatwood,
trying to get Coach Wright on. Coach Wright said that he's only going to jump on though if I let Gridiron do the spot with me. So I might have to share that spotlight interview with you. So he wants a special inside the numbers segment for NAU's program. So
he doesn't deserve it after last year. Yeah.
So I'll let you work on that. Look, top 25 preseason.
I watched that selection show last year, and it came right down to the very end of the selection show before they called NAU, and it was they were one of the last teams that were announced.
Did you show some emotion? Were you like, did you at least do the Jordan?
Yeah. Okay. I kind of delayed my NFL watching a little bit to still keep watching. It was on the Sunday morning. It was like an hour show, I think, or something like that, and it kind of ran into the beginning of the NFL games. But it was like, I got to stick with this. I got to see if the Lumberjacks are going. So.
Absolutely. All right, man. Hey, I'm super excited. They're going to run that thing back. I love what Coach Wright is building. Gridiron, I'm going to catch up with you next week. Men Lie, Women Lie. Gridiron has never done that. Always held down the community, inside the numbers segment, the official numbers guy. And I'm going to catch you next week because you're off the week after that, right?
I'll be here next week. Yep.
Okay, cool. I appreciate that.
As
usual. All right, Gridiron. Later. Never know what's going to happen on the 2-piece. Shout out to my guy Khalil Bender committing on the show, and I appreciate him. Like I said, nerves are a thing, and so I'm hoping that folks don't really like. I know the internet's weird and crazy, but I think I was more nervous than he was about that because I had never done anything. I've never really done that before with the whole college commitment thing, and I'm just so grateful to the community for always supporting. And yeah, so there's that. I can't wait to get out to California, to that area of California to watch the Elite 11, to watch Tate Reynolds do his thing. Can't wait to get back out to Arizona to watch some of the ASU 7s and U of A 7s. I think I got to watch ASU on Thursdays though, and then U of A's on Wednesdays, and then I got to get up to NAU also. So I'm going to try to travel around a little bit. If anybody's got some frequent flyer miles to hook their boy up with, that would be super cool. Other than that, man, just want to show love to everybody and let everybody know how grateful I am for all the support that they've always given. Anything else that you ever need, at Just Chili, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Just Chili TV, TikTok, and YouTube, and JustChili.tv will take you straight to the YouTube channel. Hit subscribe, jump on the notification gang, and support. Leave some comments, troll, and show some love if you can. Other than that, your boy Chili, I am out of here. Forks up forever. Y'all know the deal.